Hello guys, welcome back to Irish Footy Vlogs. Thought I'd do a bit of a news roundup video today because there's been a lot of news over the weekend regarding the League of Ireland and today, Monday as well. Just consolidating all the news in one package, basically, a manageable enough package for you. So let's get straight into this one, guys. Now, first up, Darren Markey has joined Drogheda United from St. Patrick's Athletic. The diminutive midfielder had a tough few seasons of St. Patrick's Leg, has to be said. He said himself, actually, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he did say himself that, he's kind of fallen out of love with the game in the last few seasons and basically needed to renew his hunger and his drive. That's something that, Drogheda will look to do. He's obviously a midfield player, not a midfield player that really gets on the ball, but he goes into areas, gets into positions, into the box to score at his best. Hopefully he can come back to his best at Drogheda United. If he can, I think it'll be proved to be a major signing for the Boynesiders. Now, after the last few seasons struggling with injury, Dinny Corcoran has left Bohemians Football Club. Dinny was a fan's favourite at Dalymount Park, scored a number of goals against Shamrock Rovers, including a winner. I believe didn't he miss a penalty and then scored a rebound. He's 31 now. He's a player that needs to be playing first team football. Andrea Wright has been superb this season for Bohemians too. So I think it's something that had to happen. He'll always be a fan's favourite at Dalymount, and hopefully as next club then he can stay injury free because he still has a lot to offer. Now on to some Shelbourne news now. Daniel O'Reilly has recently left the club. Daniel, who signed for Shelbourne at the start of the season, had a very good season at Finn Harps the season prior. He didn't play many games, unfortunately, for Shelbourne last season, which was a little bit surprising and obviously led to his decision to decide to leave the club. So best of luck to Daniel in his next venture. Now, staying with Shelbourne Football Club, and Shelbourne are delighted to announce that Alan Reynolds will be the new assistant manager to Ian Morris. This is an interesting one. He brings a wealth of experience. He's had great success, did very well at Waterford, as we all know, and was part of Dundalk's setup before leaving the club there. He'll still be assistant manager of the Irish under-21s, by the way, as well. So, this is an interesting one in my view. Speaking to ShelbourneFC.ie, Ian Morris said he's delighted to bring Rennie onto my staff at Shelbourne. His knowledge and experience is fantastic, and we've been working tirelessly over the last couple of days planning for next season. Morris said Alan's enthusiasm is infectious, and he is a great addition to Shels. Reynolds, by the way, won the League of Ireland title in 2006 with Shelbourne. And, he'll be looking to bring his experience to the table. Now, there's two ways of looking at this, I suppose. A lot of people will see it as a way of Alan Reynolds basically is a manager. If you get me, he's a manager, and that it might undermine Ian Morris's position at the club. It's been suggested that it wasn't Ian Morris's decision to actually bring him in either. However, I do think if you get Alan in, he brought a high caliber quality of player to Waterford, and he might, in my view, have more of an impact in terms of getting players in than Ian Morris. But is there a bit of a conflict there? That'll be the question regarding the manager and assistant manager, because as I said, Alan is he's a manager really. That said, this could go very well for Shelbourne too, because as I said, he's a big influence, often has. He's good in the transfer market and that, and maybe Morris is happy with that too. We don't actually know, playing a bit of devil's advocate here. But that said, interesting stuff going on at Shelbourne Football Club. Now on to Finn Harps, and a few days ago they re-signed Barry McNamee, which is a major, major signing for the club. McNamee, we all know the quality he had at Derry City. He showed that quality, particularly in the second half of the season, last season with Finn Harps. So that suggests he's really getting settled into Finn Harp's way of playing, etc., etc. So that was a massive signing for them. They've also confirmed that Mark Timlin has re-signed with the club ahead of the 2021 season. The midfielder arrived in Ballybuffet in loan the summer of 2017 from rivals Derry City and has remained at the club ever since. Timlin missed the entirety of 2020 season after rupturing cruciate ligaments in a pre-season friendly against UCD in January. It is literally like a new signing, to be honest, for Finn Harps, because he did miss the whole of the season. and he is a player that's held in high regard. So I think that's a fantastic sign and great for him, because he probably worried himself when he ruptured his cruciate that he'd have no club going into the season or whatever. So Ollie Horgan has shown great faith in him clearly, and has backed him, and it's good to see Finn Harps sign a few more ahead of the season. Moving to Finn Harps' northwest neighbour, Sligo Rovers. It's been a good season for Sligo Rovers, qualifying for Europe. They've managed to sign quite a few players now on 2-year contracts, first team players. The latest who've signed is Ed McGinty. The goalkeeper has signed a 2-year contract at the club. One of the best, actually no, not one of the best, the best young goalkeeper in the league, and has emerged as one of the best goalkeepers in the league, full stop. McGinty made his senior debut in 2007, established himself as number one midway through that campaign. The 2020 season has been a massive breakthrough for the Motherwell-born Irish underage international. Firstly called up by Jim Crawford, and then starting 2 qualifiers against Iceland and Luxembourg. He's been nominated for Senior Player of the Season for Rovers after several man-in-the-match performances. Fantastic stuff by McGinty, who went on to say, I want to commit long-term to the club. I feel we're just getting started, even though it's been a long year. An awful lot of these young players now have signed on, and signed a couple. Now Moran's another 2-year deal with the club. Things looking up for Sligo. I'm excited to see Sligo next season, who they can bring to the club as well. And McGinty is a fantastic re-signing for the club. Great stuff. Now Galway United are at it again. They've signed Gary Boyle, the 24-year-old joins the tribesmen after a year playing Gaelic football with Ben Munnett. Boylan came through the academy system at the showgrounds, and the versatile defender who has also featured in midfield spent 5 seasons with Sligo Rovers, where he made 100 appearances in the Premier Division. The former Irish under-21 international went on to sign for John Caulfield at Cork City, but appearances were limited at the Lee side due to a knee injury. This is another good signing for Galway, I think. A player, as I mentioned there, played a lot of games, Premier Division games for Sligo Rovers. It's another major signing for Galway as they look to bolster their squad ahead of the season. Another big thing I've noticed with this one is Caulfield went on to say, I really want to bring to the club a player I really wanted to bring to the club, rather. He can play at centre back, right back, in the middle of the park. He's a very good footballer. That's become something of a trait in the Galway signings, players that can play in a number of positions and are versatile. So that's going to be an interesting one, and one to look out for as Galway strengthen their squad ahead of the 2021 season. Now, of course, it was a difficult last couple of days for Athlone Town. However, the club have installed a brand new gym under the main stand at Athlone Town Stadium. This will be hugely beneficial for all teams associated with Athlone. The facility looks fantastic. I've put in a couple of pictures, as you can see there. They were beaten well at the weekend, but off the field, they're definitely going the right direction. And usually, it's the off-field work that gets the on-field work going. So, well done, Athlone Town, on that front. Right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and hit the bell notification button so you don't miss a video. Thanks, guys, again, and keep an eye out for all the videos coming your way. There's one every day almost the last few weeks, so appreciate the support, and keep an eye on those. See you again, guys. Good luck. Bye bye.